AITAH for punching my stepdaughter after she played a prank on me that scared me. July 20th, 2024. I know the title sounds bad, but please read and throw away. Plus fake names. I 38. Male Mary Judd 44. Female a few years ago and I acquired a stepdaughter. Abby 14. Female as a result. I dated Judd when Abby was 8. Meet her when she was 9. And marry Judd when she was 10. I'd say our relationship is okay. She doesn't act bratty towards me and respects me enough as her mom's husband. However, there is one glaring issue about her, and that is her pranking nature. Abby loves to pull pranks. Some examples are her hiding my car keys with what looked like 100 dubs in a box. I found them quickly because she failed to notice my keys have duct tape on them. Another one is when she hid in the fridge something I still find very weird to scare the first person who opened it. Well, last Wednesday, I arrived home and it seemed that I was the only one there. Only my shoes were at the doorstep, and I even called out Judd's and Abby's names with no answer. This is somewhat normal as Judd sometimes works late and Abby stays at school for extracurriculars. So I screwed around with my dog, a German Shepherd and Husky mix for anyone that will ask for a bit. And then I decided to relive myself. When I got to the bathroom I noticed that the window cabinet was open. I thought nothing of it at first and unzipped my pants. But then I saw a shadow behind the shower curtains. I thought the worst and immediately punched the figure behind the curtains. Well, as everyone may have guessed it from the title, it was Abby. She was making a prank video, and I had not noticed that she propped her phone up on the bathroom cabinet with two cups. I'm not gonna lie, I did not hold back. I punched her as hard as I could. Her nose looked broken, and when I realized it, I flipped out and so did she. After maybe 5 minutes of freaking out, I drove her to urgent care and informed Judd of the situation. Her nose was indeed broken and would need about 6 to 12 weeks of recovery. Abby won't talk to me, and as for Judd, she thinks that my action may have been justified, but also thinks I should have approached with more caution, which he has refused to elaborate on. So AITAH. Update July 31st, 2024. 11 days later. Well, this blew up big time. Let's address a few things. Abby's pranking nature isn't just situated on me. She has pulled pranks on her friends, the neighbors, and at school. The school has called Judd several times about this, as they have resulted in mild vandalism. The refrigerator prank. She was 11 when that happened, not a grown teenager. It was a brand new and very large fridge that my uncle bought and showed it off to everyone. So she climbed in until he opened it again. Judd yelled at her saying that she could have suffocated in there, and took her outside to scold her for a few hours. The video itself. The video doesn't show the toilet at all, just the shower curtain. However, the issue still remains that this was a massive invasion of privacy. The video has been deleted and Abby has admitted it was purely her fault. The update. It's been a chaotic week. Judd still refused to elaborate on how the situation should have been handled. I shared the post as a result, and she did a 180 turn. She suddenly thought it may be time to stage an intervention, and I agreed. We brought some of her friends as well as my cousin's wife, Jess. Jess is an officer from another state, and Abby seems to respect her. In this intervention we state how we were each affected by her various pranks, and how in turn they affected her. Jess also spoke about how much of these pranks border on criminal territory, meaning she could be arrested or face retaliation. It seemed to have gotten to her, and Abby cried a bit and promised to do better. When everybody else left, Jess stayed behind and brought to our attention about a disciplinary camp that we could send her to. The program is 6 weeks long and involves group therapy, individual therapy, and constructive projects, whatever that means, and is held at a university campus. The program apparently has good reviews. Judd seems dead set in sending her to figure out her core problems. I'm a little hesitant about sending a kid away from home, but I'm the step-parent, so I got no say. Edit divided by update. Okay, I swear Judd must be following my posts, because now she's taking back what she said and is now thinking about doing what I and you fellow Redditors suggested in the first place. Weekly therapy. So we agreed that I'm gonna find a therapist and I'm gonna front the bill for it since she didn't take this seriously in the first place. Relevant MENTS. Commenter. Greater than sent away seems extreme. Have you looked into this program? Is it held at a religious college? She might just end up abused at some of these type of teen rehabilitation camps, and also just exposed to kids that are worse. I realize it might not be your call, but I would suggest try local therapy first. Washington. Why before sending a kid off? Of greater than, and I agree. Sending a kid away from home will probably just damage them more. But Judd seems intent on dishing out the harshest punishment, immediately thinking that this will nip it at the bud. Or she doesn't want to be seen as an enabler. She changed opinions real fast when I showed her the original post. Nope, on why he chose physical violence. Greater than, well, though she was a junkie who invaded my home, but okay. I'll be more cautious next time. Greater than enlighten me. What steps should I take next time? Commenter. Greater than wait. Why do you have to pay for her kid's therapy when she didn't take her behavior seriously? That doesn't make any sense. Of. Greater than because she doesn't know how to find therapists. She just wants to send Abby away. Commenter. Greater than hasn't she ever heard of Google? Sounds like weaponized incompetence. Of. Greater than the program is free. Just said that she could enroll Abby in for free. That most definitely played a part in Judd wanting to send her there. Am I overreacting to my girlfriend's experience of assaulting homeless people in the past? July 24th, 2024. So I've been dating my GF for like 9 months. She just recently turned 26 and we were celebrating her birthday. At the end of the night, we were both kind of drunk and were talking about our craziest stories from college. She said that her boyfriend at the time and a friend group of guys and girls would sometimes go out at night and mess with homeless dudes, including beating them up with bats. She also referred to them as junkies and generally dehumanizing terms about them, and she even mentioned that it was great stress relief. She can get pretty crazy sometimes and has a bit of a mean streak honestly, but it really shocked me when she said this. I thought she was joking because she was laughing while telling the story, but as I acted skeptical she kept affirming it was true. I just played along and kind of laughed thinking she was just drunk. The next day it still bothered me subconsciously, so I asked her again about it casually, and she said yeah, it was true. The thing that disturbed me though was there was no remorse. She told the story like a lol good times kind of story. I think if she was embarrassed about it I would have felt different. I still tried to ignore it over the next days, but I obviously wasn't able to because I ended up researching online for information about similar crimes in that city at that time. I didn't find anything BT. Unfortunately I definitely believe her at this point though. She never does these kind of elaborate jokes over days, plus I can just tell she's being truthful just knowing her. Anyway, like I said, it continued to bother me, so I brought it up one more time a couple days later. This time I was more serious, basically just straight up asking how could she not feel bad about that. I was honestly just curious. She got kind of pissed this time. She asked me if it turns me on and that's why I keep bothering her about it. I said no, but I just couldn't imagine doing something like that myself, so that's why I'm asking. Then she started saying stuff like why are you judging me about stuff that happened years ago and saying it's none of my business who she slept with back then or anything else about her life. That's when it occurred to me that she might have thought I was jealous or something about her ex, since he was apparently one of the guys in that group. She might think I'm trying to guilt trip her out of jealousy related to him or something, which I'm not. But anyway, that was how it ended, and I'm obviously not gonna bring it up again. Even though I honestly considered breaking up over this, I kind of saw where she was coming from, in that it was a long time ago, and maybe I'm being kind of a dick for judging her over this. What do you think? I'm no saint at all, but I can't help that it bothers me. I can't look at her the same way now, and I really think it might be over. Thanks for your advice. Relevant MMENTS. Commenter. Greater than nor, but why wasn't this a deal breaker for you? Of. Greater than I think it was. I'm just saying I was second guessing it. It's hard to process. Commenter -1. Greater than why the fuck are you with the evil person like that damn bro you're at POS also. Of. Greater than sorry, I'm not trying to justify it, it's just really hard for me. But people do change. I was a totally different person in college too. This would be so much easier for me if she was just sorry about it. Commenter. Greater than but she's not sorry. She's mad you keep bringing it up and is acting like the dude she did those horrific things with is the problem, and not the assault and battery on innocent people. Greater than this shouldn't be hard, dude. Top MMENT. Commenter. Greater than she's a psychopath. She admits to violently attacking people. Greater than you aren't married. You can leave. Greater than knowing she is capable of this. You're underreacting by staying with her. One day she could easily do something like that to you, so take precautions when you leave. Update July 31st, 2024. 1 week later. I just wanted to let everyone know that I broke up with my girlfriend. I absolutely do not condone any violence against unhoused people. That's the reason I asked about it, because it seriously shocked me. But then everyone turned it on me and acted like I was condoning it. I'm sorry, but it just takes a lot of time to process when you're in a relationship with someone. You can't just end it like that. Plus I try to be really mindful of things like shaming women for past mistakes in relationships. The last thing I want to be is one of those guys. And when she accused me of that herself, I started believing I may be wrong. But anyway, when I told her we were gonna have to break up because of what she told me, she actually looked shocked. I think she believed I was joking at first, but I straight up told her how wrong she was for doing that. which I hadn't had the courage to do before. I said how she could have even killed one of those guys and not known it, and so on. She didn't have much to say, just looking really angry honestly. But anyway, once I showed I was serious, she started guilt-tripping me about how I'm trying to shame her for her past and so on. The same point she had made before. But in the end, she started insulting me really harshly, and eventually turned it around on me, and it was like she was breaking up with me instead. However, she wants to think of it as fine with me. Some of the things she said were really hurtful, if I'm being honest, but I know she was just angry, and I just have to keep reminding myself that I did the right thing. As for reporting the crimes, like some people said, I did try, but I had trouble talking to a person at that police department over the phone. It's across the country from where I am. The phone recording tells me to file reports online. The online form asks me if I know who did the crime, and when I check yes, it tells me I have to file the report on the phone or in person. Anyway, I'm still working on that, but it seems like there's a lot of bureaucracy to do through. Sorry for not responding to a lot of you before, but I was really overwhelmed. Even though this isn't my main account, I want people to know I did the right thing. Take care. AITAH for refusing to help a girl in gym unless she stops recording me. July 1st, 2024. I think I acted rudely with a girl in the gym and wanted to get opinions on if I was the in this situation. I thought, male, go to the gym early morning around 5:30 a.m. There are generally very few people that come to the gym at that time. There is a girl early 20s that also comes to the gym at the same time. We always say hello to each other and have a small talk between our sets. She comes in early because the gym is empty, and she likes to record herself working out as she wants to be a fitness influencer or something. She seems dedicated, and we know each other for at least a year. Today morning, as I was working out, she came to me and asked for help. She was very excited and told me that she wanted to go for a PR on barbell squat. She asked me if I could spot her as she was not confident if she would be able to do it. I said okay, as this is not the most uncommon thing. For people who are unfamiliar, this is an exercise where you carry a barbell with weights on your back and perform a squat. The spotter has to stand behind the person and support the person in case they fail to get up. As she was getting ready, I saw her phone in the corner and asked her if I can be off camera or if she can stop recording. She said she really wanted to record herself doing it, and I will look good on camera. I told her that I really do not want to be on camera, as my wife or coworkers may watch the video if she posts it online and may not look good for me. Another reason that I did not tell her was that she was wearing a very revealing outfit, small sports bra and tight shorts, and I really did not feel comfortable being recorded standing behind her. She promised me that she will record it for herself and not post the video. However, I just did not want to be recorded. I told her that I really feel uncomfortable, and if she waits for 30 minutes, one of the trainers may be able to help her. She became really upset and asked me why I am making the situation weird. She accused me of sexualizing her. She asked me if she was a man. Would I have done it? I felt she had a point, as I have done it for other people. I told her that I would be okay doing it, but I just don't want to be recorded doing it. She again went on a rant about me body shaming her and me being uncomfortable with her perfectly fine outfit. I felt bad that I upset her, as she was just trying to work out. I have also asked people to spot me in past, and people always helped. However, I just did not want to be recorded. Am I the to refuse to spot her because she was recording it? I don't want her to feel that it was because of her clothes, or because she is a girl. However, as a married man, I need to observe some boundaries, and really don't want to be recorded in that way with a girl half my age. I am also worried that she recorded our whole conversation and may post it online. I do not know what I should do in this situation, and I'm a bit worried. Verticourt removed before verticourt rendered. Relevant comments. Commenter and TA. People who are pointing out the line of how you think it would look inappropriate. A coworker or wife saw you aren't familiar with lifting. If she reached failure, it would absolutely look bad on you, because people don't understand what spotting and having to assist with squats looks like. Greater the noob. That was exactly what went through my mind. Plus, who knows what commentary someone can put on top of those videos to make it go viral. Update 1, July 19th, 2024. I had posted on a different forum 3 weeks ago about me refusing to help a girl in the gym for spotting her barbell squat because she was recording us. HTTPs divided by www. Reddit. Com divided by r divided by amethyosole divided by comments divided. I1D. D3DY1 divided by AITAH. 4. Refusing to help a girl in gym unless divided by I did not think it will blow up so much that my wife got this story on her TikTok. What happened after was pretty unexpected, and my life is a bit absurd right now. I was worried that she would post our conversation about me refusing her help online and show me as the bad guy. I told my wife about the conversation, and she said that she has seen posts where young girls do add nasty voiceovers and make men my age look like creeps for views. My wife told me that I should just complain to the gym management about her for recording me without my consent, just to get ahead of things. When I went to the gym next week, I saw her again. I tried to keep my distance, but she kept on smiling at me. As I finished my sets, she came to me and asked me if we could talk. She wanted to apologize for her behavior from the previous day, and how it was wrong of her to assume that I would be okay with her recording me. It was a pleasant surprise, as I was not expecting that. I told her that it was okay, and I just don't like to be recorded in general. She followed me outside and continued the conversation. She asked me how long I have been working out, and I could advise her on her form. I told her that there are some really good personal trainers in the gym I could recommend to her, but she told me that she is unemployed and cannot afford them. She told me she will buy me a coffee if I can give her some pointers. At this point, I felt I was just being rude and told her sure, and we went to a nearby coffee shop. Her name is Haley. She graduated last year, moved back to her mom's house, and is looking for a job. She was very chubby last year and wants to look like the TikTok fitness models and is trying hard to get in shape. We had a nice conversation, and I was able to help her with some of her questions. She already knew my name and asked me if my wife would be okay if she follows me on Instagram. I told her that the main purpose of that account is for my wife to spy on my friends' lives, so I generally don't use it. She asked me if I use Snapchat, and I had to remind her that I am twice her age. This is where it got crazy. When I came home, I told my wife about what happened. My wife loves her reels and TikTok, and wanted to see if she ever posted the video from previous week. I only knew that her first name was Haley and how she looked and told my wife about it. When I came back from work in the evening, my wife was already home and sitting on the sofa. She was grinning ear to ear and told me to immediately sit next to her. Apparently, this girl had been posing about me and calling me her gym crush for the last 2 months. My face is blurred out in all the videos. A lot of videos were her sitting in her car every morning and making up completely fictional romantic stories about our interactions. Each video had like 100 plus likes, which my wife says is not a lot, but feels like a lot. She had posted some videos of us just passing each other and smiling, or our conversation where I was telling her to stop recording, with voiceover about how I approached her in the gym and complimented her body. There was a video from that morning about her coming to me while I was packing up, with her saying how I asked her out for a coffee. She is just making up fictional romantic bullshit for getting likes, and people were commenting and cheering for her. There were also other videos of her working out and posing in the gym locker room. My wife was laughing uncontrollably about how big of a sucker I am and how I am internet famous now. I told her this needs to stop, but my wife insisted that she is too invested in the drama now and wants to see what happens next. She said that this girl is really young and just trying to establish herself and get more followers. Plus, she has not done anything inappropriate and is not showing my face in the videos. My wife just wants me to play along and see what crazy Haley does next. So, for the last 2 weeks, I have been going to the gym, talking to her every day, and my wife keeps me updated on what story she came up with for the day. We go for a coffee every Wednesday, and I am mentoring her about nutrition and what she should focus on, to the best of my abilities. It's all a game for my wife, and I do want Haley to succeed as long as she does not cross a line. However, the whole thing feels really crazy, and I am too old to deal with this shit. I am not sure how long I can keep up with the act. Her behavior seems innocent, but also, I am getting a bit uncomfortable with the whole thing now. Relevant comments. Did the girl know Oop is married? Greater than Oop. Yes, she knows I am married. I wear my ring in the gym, and also I talk about my wife all the time to her. I also feel it's a bit weird for a 22-year-old person to make up stories. Greater than my wife feels she is just using me as an NPC in her fiction to gain more viewers and create drama. We discussed about it, and she told me about how some girls just make up stories about bad first dates on TikTok as it gets them a lot of views. My wife feels it's weird, but I need to see the humor in this situation. At least it's entertaining, and she wants to know where her story goes next. What was all about in the coffee discussion? Greater than Oop. What are the coffee discussions like? It seems weird for her to do that. If it is just for TikTok attention, it's easier for her to make stuff up. Greater than the coffee discussions are very fitness oriented, and she genuinely has legit questions. We do discuss stuff about our lives, mostly hers, and she shares her struggles in getting job and life in general. For a Gen Z person, however, she has never said anything inappropriate. Greater than I feel she must have had some footage of me passing her and smiling and greeting her, and just used that in her edits. Editor's note: NPC is non-player character. I wrote a post a month ago where I told my wife, and she found out that Haley was just making up fictional stories about me being her gym crush for likes. My wife loves her TikTok drama and asked me to continue as it is, as she found Haley's posts harmless and very amusing. Those posts blew up and the last week have been crazy. First of all you guys are assholes. There were thousands of comments on my posts, and not one of you told me that these Reddit posts are posted on TikTok. There were few people who did dramatic readings of my post on TikTok last week, and millions of people saw it, one of them being my wife. I thought I was just venting here in anonymity about Haley and my wife. On Saturday morning, my wife came to me and asked me if I post my story on Reddit. I asked her how she knows, because she never uses Reddit. She showed me some person doing a dramatic reading of the story. She was just giddy and asked me if it was really me posting the story. I told her yes, and she just lost it. She was just laughing at how I was being so dramatic, talking about a very funny situation. Moreover, most of the TikTok commenters were cheering my wife, and I've never seen my wife being so happy since our wedding. We had a bunch of my friends invited for barbecue party that evening, and my wife was also telling me about my Reddit post and showing them the TikTok. At this point, multiple channels had posted. Everyone was making fun of Haley's posts and teasing me. My friends even enacted what spotting a barbell squat looks like for their wives, and what happens when the person squatting fails. I really started feeling bad for Haley, as everyone was just making fun of her in her videos. I felt that we had taken things too far, and she did not deserve this kind of ridicule. I told my wife that night that I am going to tell Haley that we know about her videos the next time we meet, as I feel we are just being mean to her at this point. My wife again started grinning and showed me the TikTok comments. Apparently, a lot of people had already started snooping around TikTok and found a bunch of Haley's posting about their gym crush, and my Haley was one of them. Haley had not responded to any of the comments, but had promptly deleted all her recent videos. I was horrified, as a lot of people were accusing her of being a homewrecker and to stay away from married men. I felt so embarrassed that I just felt like I wanted to bury my face and disappear. All I wanted was quick feedback on Reddit, and never meant for all this to happen. As days went on, more and more people viewed the video, and Haley was still getting a lot of comments. My wife told me last night that almost 5 million people saw those videos. I really did not want to face Haley anymore, and could not get myself to go to the gym for the last 2 days. Yesterday evening, Haley messaged me and asked me if I still plan to have coffee with her today, and my wife told me to just talk to her, as she might also be feeling bad. My wife felt Haley was just doing childish things because she is a child, and I should apologize to her for causing her all the stress. I went to the gym today, and to say that things were awkward between us at the start was an understatement. After my workout was done, Haley and I walked to a coffee shop nearby and had a chat. Before I could apologize to her, she started profusely apologizing to me for posting inappropriate posts about me on TikTok. She said that she was just having fun, and it was like a joke between all her friends. She told me that only her friends and family follow her, and she was just making up fun stories to entertain them. She didn't mean for it to blow up and for so many people to see them. She told me that she woke up this weekend and suddenly her TikTok had hundreds of views, likes and messages. She was confused and checked, and everyone was commenting on her videos calling her a homewrecker and crazy Haley. She realized that I had posted a Reddit story because of some comments, and immediately felt embarrassed because she learned that my wife and I knew about her posting stuff about me. She deleted all her recent videos, but people seemed to be still finding her somehow and messaging her on her older posts. Also, her friends messaged saw what was happening, and she had to explain to her mom that she was not dating a married man. I also apologized to her and told her I did not know that Reddit posts blow up on TikTok and was just worried I offended her when I did not spot her the other day. She was surprised that I did not know that about TikTok, as it seems to be fairly common. I told her that my wife found her content funny, and so she asked me not to tell her. My wife felt she was talented and working so hard on her fitness to be an influencer. At the end, we just laughed about the situation. She told me that she always wanted to know how it would be to be internet famous, and enjoyed her 15 minutes of fame. Seems that things are back to normal, and she has promised she will find another gym crush and we will continue being friends. Finally, I just wanted to ask everyone to not go and find Haley on TikTok and let her be. Please do not harass any Haleys on the internet because of me. I am not going to disclose who the real one, so just stop harassing all Haleys. They are not homewreckers, and just young kids. Relevant comments. Commenter: a long-winded advertisement for Haley on TikTok. Greater than oop, she is enjoying her new fame. Commenter, is it weird that I still hope Up emotionally cheats on his wife with Haley since I find his wife repulsive with the way she behaves? Greater than oop, one of the reasons why my wife finds it funny and not suspicious is because she knows me too well. Cheating and stuff just sounds like a lot of work to me tbh. I am lucky to have a great wife and would love to keep it that way. Commenter, if the roles were reversed, they'd be calling the guy a creep, a perv. I thought this was creepy pervy of the girl,